Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your Sunday Night Football game slate showdown between the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. But before we go into a deep dive into that, because it is going to be a crazy, insane game, and it's going to be hard to break it down. I'm telling you that right now. Before we do that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. All right, let's continue. Spread the word. Show a friend that's in DraftKings. I don't care what you got to do. Pass it on. All right, pass it on. Puff, puff, pass is good to share. We are almost at our goal at 500. We are 496. We are rising very quickly. The next goal will be 1K. Okay, 1K giveaway. That's going to be. That's the slogan, all right? One new slogan, 1K giveaway. When we get a 1K, I'm giving away some money to somebody. I'm giving money away to the 1,000th subscriber. That's what we're going to do. We're going to give money away to the 1,000th subscriber. That's what we're going. That's the new campaign. Let's get into this showdown slate, all right? Let's start off just looking at the little past history between them in the last, year and a half, technically, if you want to go over the span. First game was in Buffalo. Kansas City Chiefs held the Buffalo Bills only to 17 points. And then in the next game in the playoffs, in the AFC Championship game, the Kansas City Chiefs comfortably beat the Buffalo Bills by 14, only allowing 24 points. So one of the big components is, Kansas City Chiefs defense. I thought it was bad, but they do step up, in certain situations. Now I'm changing the screen over to DraftKings. This is what it's going to look like. The people I have in the queue already in the flex spot, these are the guarantee in each and every lineup. Okay? I was thinking about it. I looked at the history. These are the main three guys that you have to play in each and every lineup. So then you can build. I've given you a blueprint. You got to figure out the next three plays. This is as much as I can figure out the next three plays you have to come up with. Obviously, Travis Kelce is an absolute monster against the Buffalo Bills. If you go to StatMuse, Travis Kelce's past two performances were a 39 DraftKings point game and a 22.5 DraftKings point game. Okay? You need to have Kelce either in your captain or in your flex. Definitely do lineups with him as your captain, okay? He's a lock. Josh Allen, the whole offense is going to rely upon him. The Buffalo Bills defense is top 3 in the league, but this is against the Kansas City Chiefs, so you can throw that out the window. They're going to need Josh Allen to put the team on his back. They're going to have to create passes, and they're going to need him to rush the ball. You can obviously see scenarios when him running into the end zone. You obviously can see scenarios where he should throw over 300 yards and hopefully 3 touchdowns, okay? He tends to throw interceptions against the Chiefs. He has an interception in each of those past 2 games, so be mindful of that. But in order for them to change things around, Josh Allen is going to be the guy. He's going to have to be the guy. They're going to have to spread the ball. But the next guy after that will have to be Patrick Mahomes. It's obvious. It's obvious. Okay? This matchup, you need the both quarterbacks and you need Travis Kelce. I don't need to say anything about Patrick Mahomes. He's literally the best player in the league right now. If you want to say Tom Brady, you can, but whatever. It's Patrick Mahomes' league. It's like him and Brady. It's 1A, 1B, okay? We're not talking about legacy right here. We want these 3 guys. So what can we do? Who are the guys around them that we can fit around? All right? In past history, Tyreek Hill has struggled against the Buffalo Bills. They have keyed in on him, and obviously he just had a big explosive game with 50 DraftKings points. The Buffalo Bills are going to want to stop him, which they have, which leads to why Travis Kelce has been having great games. Do they change it? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that you do not want Tyreek Hill to run around and go crazy. So they're going to focus on Tyreek Hill. That's one thing for definite. I'm not playing Tyreek Hill. You can play Tyreek Hill, but you got to understand that the salary is only limited, and I'm choosing the guys that are 100% guarantees. Kelce, Allen, and Mahomes. Next guy we're going to go with is Stefon Diggs. Stefon Diggs, you can go to him. You're going to have to sacrifice salary. He's another guy who struggled against the Kansas City Chiefs. If we go over here, this is Josh Allen. He had 27 DraftKings points in that first game and then 16 in that second game. If we go to Stefon Diggs, the story is a little different, and that's coming from a number 1 wide receiver. So Stefon Diggs is going up against the Chiefs. He's had a 13 DraftKings game and a 16.6 DraftKings game. So are you going to pay 13,000 for 15, 16 points? I don't know about that, especially in the captain spot. In the flex spot, it's 8,800. You can debate about that. But if I have these 3 guys, you only have a remaining salary of 16,400. You have to make sure that you're building the correct lineups here, okay? You have to make sure that you can't just blow the captain spot, because that's the most important. You want the dude that's going to score the most points. And in rare situations, you can throw a cheap guy in there and fill out the rest. Those are very rare situations, okay? Mainly, it's a big wide receiver or a big game running back, okay? Those are the 2 options. So Diggs is a maybe. Obviously, he's someone that you want, but due to salary, it is a question mark. Next guy we're going to speak about is Clyde Edwards-Helaire. This one, I'm going to lean away from him. The Buffalo Bills have a very good run defense. I think he's going to get used. Obviously, he's been benefiting from big runs going up against the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chargers. Maybe could it be the reason that they're focusing on the pass game and letting him run wild? But in past situations, he's had 1 good game and 1 okay game. Okay, so if we just go to Clyde Edwards-Helaire, we'll type that in for you guys. And technically, he was the backup in those games. Let's see if it pops up first. All right, so he's had 6 rushing yards and then 161. In that first game, he had 161 rushing yards and 4 receptions. That's a game that you would want in your lineup. So he can be there in that tier 2, tier 3 range because he has been hot. They might lean on that run game and slow things down. Or it's Andy Reid. He's going to want to chuck the ball. So this is a maybe. This is a maybe. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a maybe. Emmanuel Sanders, if you want to go to a cheaper option other than Stefon Diggs, I can go towards him. I like this price. Only in the flex. I like this price as the flex at 7K. If you want to, if you foresee him having a huge game and pair him with Josh Allen, you can go there as well, putting him as the captain. But that's a solid option. Zach Moss has been the red zone guy for the running back crew. But in this slate, you're going to need to save salary, and I already spent a lot of money on those 3 guys. Zach Moss is a decent one. Remember, he's the red zone guy. Singletary is in between the 20s, okay? As of right now, things can change. But what we've seen in the first couple weeks has been Singletary starting off and then Zach Moss ending it, okay? Doesn't mean that Singletary can't break off a run, because he could do that as well. Next guy, I think an extension of their running game can be Dawson Knox, and it can be Cole Beasley. So I like these 2 guys I'm going to speak about now. We're going to throw them in there. I like Dawson Knox, and I like Cole Beasley. Beasley is at a nice, cheap price at $5,800 in the flex position. Yes, $5,800 in the flex position, and his history against the Chiefs has been very well. So if we go to Cole Beasley, in the last 2 games going up against the Kansas City Chiefs have been 15 DraftKings points and 14.5 DraftKings points. Like what I just showed you about Stefon Diggs is basically doing the same thing, but you're getting it at a cheaper price. This is why I would probably lean on to Beasley or Knox. They're using these 2 guys as an extension of the run game in short passes and going away from a Gabriel Davis. Okay, that's another guy that was a factor, but not right now in the beginning of the season. They're using more of the tight end and the slot guy. So those are 2 options right there. Let's continue along down the line. I spoke about Singletary. This can be a sneaky play. A lot of people are gonna go Zach Moss because what he's been doing in the red zone. Singletary can be one of those guys. I'm gonna have a low exposure to him, but there is upside, okay, to playing him because he can always break one. He has that type of speed. All right. Next, we're gonna go with in this slate. I think kickers are viable, and the main kicker I'm gonna think about is gonna be Tyler Bass. It's gonna be Tyler Bass from the Buffalo Bills. If I had a choice out of the two, I foresee Kansas City scoring touchdowns and a lot of Bucker, extra points. But Buffalo has been very comfortable of taking field goals. All right. In this one particular game, they took, they took 3 field goals and 4 field goals. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. They took 4 field goals in this AFC Championship game right here. And in the game prior to that, they took 2. All right. If you need some points from a a cheaper guy, then I could lean on to a kicker that can get you 10 points at the bottom. All right. They're making 2 probably 40-yard field goals, 50-yard field goals. And then they're going to put up touchdowns. Those extra points are going to count as well. All right. So that's another cheaper option. I would lean more to Tyler Bass more than Harrison Bucker. But you can also have him in there as well. He's the cheaper option if you're looking at the bottom. If you're looking at the bottom, okay. Mecole Hardman is always as a factor. He can take one catch and take it to the house. As you've seen what he did against the Chargers, 3 for 33 and a touchdown. They're using him rushing as well. Using him in special teams. So he's another guy to look at. You're gonna have to get really creative for this. We already gave you a core. You can put those 3 guys in the captain spot and then work your way down from there. I'm just trying to give you cheaper guys so you can fill out the rest of the lineup because I already gave you 3. So I just spoke about Hardman. I do like Bass. Next one we're going to look at, if you want to fade Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they have been using Darrell Williams in a similar type of role as Zach Moss and Singletary. So how they use Edwards-Helaire, in the 20s, they'll bring in Darrell Williams to spell him, and it could be in certain situations where they're at the goal line, and Darrell Williams can take full advantage of that. He was 10 for 42 against Philly, 1 TD, 2 receptions for 16 yards. The upside is there at his cheap price at $5,400. Okay, I'm asking you to do more than one lineup, okay, for this one. But for this particular one, because it's going to be, you're going to not see it come be like, oh, him? Like, really? Like a backup tight end? Like, you didn't really see that coming. So, I'm not playing any defenses. I already said that. But kickers are viable. Anyone below Darrell Williams, you can go Demarcus Robinson. He's had some you're never going to guess his touchdown, but it's very rare. But just for example, against Baltimore, that's what you needed at this cheap price. You're just asking for a touchdown, and he came through with that. 3 receptions, 46 yards, and a touchdown. That can be viable as a cheap flex play. We're skipping defenses. Gabriel Davis is currently out of the rotation. Like I said, they're using more of Dawson Knox. But if you want to throw a dart, he can be a guy at 1K at that flex spot, and you just forget about it. All right? You just forget about it, and you hope that he gets a target and gets a touchdown. He was number 2 in the Buffalo Bills offense in touchdowns last season, right behind Stefon Diggs. He had 9 touchdowns last year. So that is a sneaky play right there. You're just hoping for him to get in the end zone. He's at a great cheap price where you can figure out the rest of your lineup, and you still have almost $11,000 for your flex spot, and that could be Sanders, that could be Moss. I think that's a great option. I think punting the last flex spot is a great option. And when I mean punt, I mean punt it. Punt that flex spot. So, all right. So Gabriel Davis is an option, and then the cheapest guy I would go. The cheapest guy I would go would be Byron Pringle. This Pringle and Mecole Hardman literally are 2 guys that can take one catch straight to the end zone. And if you want to throw a dart, then Byron Pringle can be that guy. As you saw against Baltimore, 2 catches, 63 yards and a touchdown. It was a big 40-yard run where he was out in the open and he took it all the way. That's what you're going to need at the bottom of that flex, okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on the 3 core, Kelsey, Allen, Mahomes, alternate those guys in the captain spot. And in the flex spot, you're going to have to punt that last spot and then figure out the fourth guy. The fourth guy. So technically, I'm giving you like 4 to 5 plays. You got to figure out that last one. Okay? You got to figure out that last one. All right, let me know how you feel about this idea, about this this strategy I just came up with for that slate, because these are 2 high octane offenses. But there is a funnel which you're going with a blueprint that happened in the past 2 games, and we're going to try to work off that, okay? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD, and I'll be back with another video very soon.